And welcome to Sunday Square Off. I'm Bram Resnick. In the next 30 minutes, it's Game of Thrones Phoenix edition. The race to succeed Mayor Greg Stanton, and there is already bad blood between the first two announced candidates. And winter is coming. Then it's the nightmare scenario for Arizona. No water, no growth. Why one county is telling developers they can't build. And a congressman makes nice on Facebook. An Arizona lawmaker unblocks his banned friends after he was sued. We start, though, with the race for mayor of America's fifth largest city. With Mayor Greg Stanton running for Congress, there could be several openings on the 9-member city council, with the ripple effect possibly creating more vacancies in the state legislature. Joining us to discuss all that and more, Phoenix attorney Roy Herrera, Chip Scutari, a political and PR consultant with Scutari and Cieslak PR, and marketing executive Jay Thorne. Welcome to you all this morning. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
I want to start with the Democratic dominoes, show folks how they've been falling over the last 2 weeks. With Stanton running for Kyrsten Sinema's 9th district seat in Congress, South Phoenix Councilwoman Kate Gallego announced she wants Stanton's job. That was after West Phoenix Councilman Daniel Valenzuela entered the race. More dominoes still might fall. Councilman Michael Nowakowski could run for mayor, and a conservative candidate to take on the announced Democrats is also a possibility. Roy, get disclosures out of the way. You're doing work for the Valenzuela campaign.
I am.
Jay, you're a Kate Gallego backer.
True.
Chip, you are unaffiliated.
I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, you're Switzerland here.
Yes, thank you.
And as most of our viewers know by now, my wife is a City of Phoenix employee. Chip, I want to start with you. Big picture first. What is at stake for the City of Phoenix in this election for a mayor?
Well, you called it, winter is coming. I'm not a Game of Thrones guy. It's more of a family feud amongst two top Democrats. Kate Gallego and Danny Valenzuela are both smart, young, capable leaders who have taken on different issues. Kate with transportation, Danny with innovation. He's done a lot with Cahoot's Working Space and the Coding Academy. So I think this will be the first real competitive mayor's race we've seen in a long time, and whoever wins could be mayor for about 10 years, so that they could have a profound impact on the city's future. And then one other thing that's we haven't talked about, but I wanted to bring up, Greg Stanton will play a little bit of a role in this, in that when he decides to resign. If he leaves office by early January, I believe, we can have a May election. If not, if it's after that, we have an August election, which means Kate Gallego and another Gallego, her former husband, Congressman Gallego, would be on the same ballot, and would that give her a bump in name ID? So there's a lot of...
Wow, you threw a lot of stuff out there. We're moving timing. Just as an aside, it's possible there could be 4 mayoral elections in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is astonishing. I want to get back to what I highlighted earlier, this kind of bad blood between the two campaigns, Gallego and Valenzuela already. The race is forcing Democrats to choose sides. It's forcing unions who play a big role in city elections to play a big, to choose sides. This bad blood is now out there on Facebook. Kate Gallego is apparently being accused of breaking a promise to Danny Valenzuela. Roy, can you give us some insight? What promise is that?
First of all, let me just start off by saying that I am supporting Daniel, but Kate is a friend of mine, someone that I've supported in the past, and someone I think would be a good mayor. But my choice in this race is Daniel Valenzuela. I think he's got the right vision for the future of Phoenix. But what you're getting at is the bad blood. And I think a lot of that is because, as you mentioned, this is somewhat of a family feud. I mean, you've got a lot of people that normally would be allies with each other, that have worked together on issues before, that are forced now to choose sides and pick a camp. I think there was some surprise that Kate decided to run. The expectation, at least over the last few months, was that she wasn't. And Daniel Valenzuela has gone and consolidated support in the business community and the labor community. But this surprise, which is it's her right to do, obviously, has forced a lot of people in uncomfortable positions. And I think that's caused some of the friction that's going on.
And I got that feeling as I was doing the reporting on this ahead of the show. Can you shed some light, Jay, on why Kate got into the race? Because even people close to her say it was a total surprise.
Yeah, well, I think Kate believes that she has qualities that she can bring to this race and to the office of mayor that'll make a difference for this community. And I think part of what is reflected in what you're describing as bad blood is the unusual circumstance in Arizona of two Democrats competing for the same seat. That doesn't happen that often. Right?
That's true.
So I don't think it's bad blood. I think it's a competitive race, which is a good thing for the city of Phoenix, with Daniel Valenzuela, a Glendale firefighter who served with distinction for many, many years, and Kate Gallego, who has, I think, her own claim to being innovative and bringing a lot of energy to issues that are important to the entire city.
And that this is unique given the Democrats' hold on this office and sway here. Another thing that's unique is the union role in this campaign. You do not see that so much at the state level, Chip?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there'll be unions, but I think what's going to be the determining factor in this race is which candidate, Kate Gallego or Daniel Valenzuela, expands their base outside of their district, current council district. And early on, from what I'm hearing from business folks, is they prefer Daniel Valenzuela. They see him as more pro-business, more pro-development. Now that could change if that's what a campaign's all about, but at this time, I think like a Greater Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, I could see them endorsing Danny down the road. But debates will determine that. But unions will have their say, but I think these other groups, business-type groups, and who can expand to talk to moderate Republicans, pro-business Republicans, will have a big determining factor in this race.
And I would just say that the surprise that Kate's running for office, a little bit of a reflection of the fact that Daniel is clearly the insider. Daniel clearly is playing with the constituents who have run the city for quite a long time, the unions, the firefighters. He comes from, from that side of the political business. And I think Kate brings very different types of qualities that represent, yes, a continuation of Democrats running the city, but a different approach.
I didn't want this to become a Danny versus Kate debate, but Roy, I'll let you have the last word on that.
Well, I think I disagree a bit with the characterization that Daniel's an insider of some sort. Obviously, he has union support, which is important, which is a good thing. But he also, I think, is going to largely have the support of the chambers and the business community, perhaps the developers. And so I think that, along with his support from immigration rights activists and other constituencies in the community, are one of the reasons why I'm supporting him, because of that wide swath of support across Phoenix, which you need, I think, to get elected citywide.
All right, we're going to come back in just a few minutes. Much more with my panel after the break.